it works this time.
All right, party people in the place to be, vandals and everybody else out there looking in the darkness. This is a brand new Hot Flash, and before we get into it, I'd like to apologize to everybody for the Ninja Turtles episode. We have no idea what happened with the audio on that, but yeah, we I don't know. We're gonna leave it up though, so sorry about that. So, but yeah, tonight, Joseph, what are we talking about?
We'll be talking about The Devil That Wears My Face. We had previously done a Hot Flashes for the first issue, and now the trade is out, so we're gonna take a look at the whole arc.
Yes, written by David Pepose, friend of the show, and Alex Cormack. Also, he's been on once, but like we are huge fans ever since first picking up Sync. So yeah, this is a really rad book, and that first issue, like we got into it a little bit, but damn, dude, is that like a really, really solid first issue? It really sets some stuff up, and I don't know, I like it. I think it's really strong. How'd you guys feel about it?
I thought it was an excellent first issue. Yeah,
I thought it grabbed you by the neck and sort of never let you go, so it was good.
Yeah, that's a good description, because that's almost what the
That's
devil did.
quite literally. It really smacks you.
Yeah. And I mean, overall, Johnny and I were talking a little bit off air, and it starts off as like a very like
a giallo, an Italian giallo, and then it kind of morphs into something, an adventure type thing, like the Mummy movies, the Brendan Fraser Mummy.
You get that little adventure part, then it goes back into like that giallo. So yeah, so it's got a little bit of everything for like if you like a little bit of adventure in with your horror. This definitely has a little bit of that, which was like almost like a swashbuckling.
Oh, that's a good word for it. Yeah.
Yeah, when he has the sword. What's the sword again?
The Iscariot. I can't think of the name of it.
It's so much Latin.
Silver. Yeah, all the Latin.
The Iscariot blade. That's it. Last name. Yeah. The one that's my only nitpick with the book is like a lot of time would have to pass for you to go and excavate like a particular piece of silver in Jerusalem, like even in the 20s. So like that's the one thing in the book that like I kind of wish they explained that the sword was already made, or did they go and have it made? Because that would have been taken a lot of time. But whatever.
You gotta keep something with the second arc, man.
Yeah,
that's right. We need backstories on everything.
That's right.
If it was an Image book, they'd totally do that, man. They'd have like a really strong first arc, and then they do 2 arcs. It's just like, hey, you like that character? Well, here's 2 issues about him. Like,
yeah.
I've been loving Anne Rice doing that for 20 years, so why stop now?
Well, I forgot to go rewatch the episode. And some of our predictions were that Maria was gonna hook up with.
Whoa.
What?
Spoiler alerts.
Yeah, are we talking spoilers?
Yeah. We'll talk spoilers.
Okay.
The trade's out.
I thought you were talking about Interview with the Vampire. I was like, whoa.
Oh, no.
Hold on. I was like, who is Maria?
She steals the show, man. Like, this is kind of Maria's book, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think originally when we did the first Hot Flashes for the first issue, we're like, ooh, Yari and Maria gonna hook up, like that was
there was tension.
That piano, look at her looking at him. Look at, you could call me Franco in return. She's like, damn boy.
when I look at it, it's like a look of pure disgust. But when you look at it, it's lust.
A very fine line.
Yeah, it really is a fine line to dance on. Isn't
Enemies
it?
to lovers.
Yeah.
My favorite.
I was gonna say we like that plot. That's such a nice story.
But they did get very comfortable with each other once they took off on their adventure. Once they left Spain and.
Not the Phono Coalition.
The whole thing too.
But we're here respectfully. We're here.
Of course. Always.
And how it doesn't really get explained, but because the devil's in a priest body, none of the regular
The way it breaks down, Joe, is you have to have two souls in conflict in the body, and so the demon ejected Finis. I don't know how to say his last name. The main priest. Yeah, they ejected his soul and put it into Santiago's body. So that way he was kind of the invading. He was the possessor, and the demon was the soul in the priest's body. And that's why like he still got burnt, even though he wasn't a demon and he was in Santiago's body, is because it was still two souls in conflict. That's the way it was broken down kind of in the book. I wish they kind of explained that a little bit better too, because it was hazy. But like in my reread,
clearly I missed it. Yeah,
I did too. For what it's worth.
Yeah, they got into it, but I kind of read it quick, so I didn't.
That was my
kind
problem.
of. Yeah. So
well, I knew right away. Right away, I knew that it was definitely. I was like, yeah, it's definitely two souls.
You pick up on everything.
Yeah, I usually,
so
I really try.
That's why we needed that big shonen moment with him and Santiago, and Santiago's like personal hell. Like, and they had to link souls together so they could actually wield the.
That was
it makes so much more sense.
The blade, yeah. That was pretty cool. The scenes when he falls into the boat and that it kicks off that whole Santiago scene. Yeah,
yeah.
That's when Maria gets really badass, man. When she's just like watching the boat burn and she's like, "I will avenge you."
Yeah, she is a little badass, man.
Yeah.
Like, even right from the start, where she helps him escape from the prison in the fortress or castle or whatever, and she goes up against the father. And,
because she was gonna go in and smoke him, but he heard him doing the prayer that they talked about.
Yeah,
so,
and burning while he's praying. So it shows how devout he is. That even though he's going through excruciating pain, he's still. Yeah, that was cool. All that Alex Cormack did a fantastic job of. The exorcism parts where they're like dunking his head in holy water and like just his body smoking and almost bursting
those
into.
Panels were cool. Yeah.
And
I don't even like, I don't like things close together. But even those panels, like with the eyeballs and the floating orbs and stuff, I said, okay, I'm gonna let you have this. But I'm not a fan usually, but it looks cool in this instance.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
a lot of gross imagery.
All the eyeballs or orbs, is that like because it's Legion, it represents several demons, or
that's how I took
it?
Or
is that just an aesthetic kind of?
It's kind of an aesthetic. I think
Okay.
it's kind of like he liked kind of like the way they did it in Hellsing. And a couple mangas do that a lot. So I think he was kind of doing it in a Western style. I also see what's her name? The chick that draws Monstrous, Sana Takada. She does like the multi eyeballs, and I think the beast in what's it called? Harrow County, like the big monster that lived in the woods that you talked to. Yeah, it had all the eyeballs. So yeah, it's kind of an
I think biblically too, though. The eyeballs tracks, yeah.
Yeah. So it goes back to like old folk art and stuff too. So I think he was just kind of
talking BC.
BC.
Talking caveman drawings.
But basically, the breakdown for what happened is a rich guy's son, like a marquis son, is possessed. So like they've been the best exorcist, but he's kind of doubting his faith. So he goes and tries to exorcise the demon, and it ejects. Like I said, he ejects his soul and puts it into the original possessed kid's body, and that's kind of like the main crux of the book for the people listening.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal is for the devil to go take over the Vatican.
Yeah, he
that's
really
like
gets
that's his big plan, which he kind of comes pretty
off.
close. Yeah. For a little while, he does have control of the Vatican. Spoilers. No, I'm supposed to say spoilers first, right? I did that.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
And we get some great art from Alex Cormack of the Vatican. I love this picture in particular, like the detail on the marble that he did, and like it's some of his best work. And like I loved him since the first time I saw Sync, but yeah, he really showed up for this book, man. Like,
And
And yeah,
it's
the demon has a lot of fun. Like my favorite
oh
thing
yeah,
is when he makes the prostitute kill the pedo in the bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I was actually on the demon side there. I was just like, hell yeah, get him.
It's like, yes, this is fun. We like this.
and he's extremely brutal. Like the demon
Mhm.
is very like I mean Alex
Visceral.
Cormack, yeah. I mean, you couldn't get a better artist for these gory, gruesome scenes where he kills people. And
Yeah.
so, if you like gory in your comics, man, this one has it in spades.
Hmm.
I kept thinking I haven't seen anything that gory since Preacher was on television.
Mm.
And I was watching it for some reason. It reminded me in a good way, though. I love that show.
A lot of punching clear through bodies.
Exactly.
It's like, okay. No,
So,
I was surprised. Well, even with the carnival scenes or carnival, whatever, and everything's like so bright and yes, that's
Yeah,
like,
it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
great
like
change
this
up.
felt
Yeah.
like it was a change up, and I really liked it.
I did too. It was a nice color
Mhm.
palette.
Hmm.
yeah, and why do you think, like, okay, if you have a demon, why, like, in the darkest dungeon, deep in this, like, why not put it in a bright room?
With lots of partying going on.
I mean, because it's always like, oh, let's lock him up in the dark
In
somewhere.
the dungeon
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where he's
Yeah,
gonna
it's like-
thrive. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is like he goes so far that he actually names himself the new emperor of Rome. You know what I mean? He's calling himself
Yeah.
Constantine the Third. So like, yeah, he goes full Nero. Like the city's literally burning, and he's just got these possessed zombie guardsmen just running around amok. It's almost like Devilman-ish. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And yeah, and yeah, this guy's kind of got to get his body back without destroying it. Like meanwhile, dude, like one of my favorite things is when he turns the bishop in like crouches him up, and then like later he comes after
Oh,
Maria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
I
a good
hated
creepy.
that.
Yeah.
I hated it in a good way.
Yeah.
It was so scary.
It's memorable. Yeah.
And what's his name? The cardinal or whatever. One of the his nemesis, right?
Was it
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Gabriel?
Nemesis. It's like, I mean, the poor guy didn't deserve what he got, but I mean,
He's talking about Minetti, the Inquisitor
yeah.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
you just couldn't like leave well alone. You had to go stick your nose and everything. Look what it got you. It got you killed, bastard. Because they
He got
have
what
him
he
in-
deserved. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, he didn't deserve that. But I mean,
Yes, he did.
And
But they have it.
coincidentally, you guys both have father names, Father Joe, Father John. So, anything there?
Oh, one of my favorite other things that the
Father
demon
John.
does, is like
Father
that-
Johnny, Father Joe,
Oh, okay.
Papa Johnny.
Papa John's.
Papa John.
Papa John too.
What's this,
that-
Johnny?
when he come mobbing up and like the demon just straight up put him in an arm lock, man. And
Yeah.
just
This is one of
Yeah.
my favorite panels, and the fact that they did it twice, just to really reiterate that power move. I said, okay, I see you. I'm
Yeah.
not talking back.
And the devil wasn't being very, like, they even call him out, like he wasn't being very subtle
Hmm.
about
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna be on my own man now. I'm like
Mhm.
constantly rejecting like authority figures and this and that, and like you'd think they'd catch on a lot quicker because he's a super devout.
Yeah.
He
no,
listened to
it's
everyone.
wild.
All of a sudden, he comes back from his exorcism, and he's
Mhm.
got all these negative personality traits. And they're like, "Oh well,
Well, I mean, I guess you don't know
Changed
until you've
man
had a
from your
bad
travels.
exorcism experience, right?
True.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess you never know how you're gonna react. So like,
So you've been embodied
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
a demon. Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm sure people would be confused. Like, is she just still being funny like her usual self, or
Is she possessed by a demon?
Yeah.
But I hear what Joe's saying. Like I kind of wish he played it a little calmer, man, and like they
Yeah.
kind of showed him. So
Snuck
I
up on
loved the political stuff in the first couple issues, and I kind of
was
wish
good.
that like the demon kind of played like how what's his name did in Berserk. You know what I mean? Tried to climb the was a little more sneaky with it. You know what I mean? The first couple murders, he was never sneaky though. Like he straight up just left that guy in the confessional booth.
Yeah.
Johnny, did you
Yeah.
see?
that was
Johnny, did you see what they did to Berserk on TikTok?
No, I don't go on TikTok.
There's a TikTok challenge where it's like show somebody the first page of Berserk.
Oh,
And it's like a reaction. It's like and people in the comments are like, "You're ruining it for everybody." Like, and I'm like, not you guys trying to gatekeep a 20-year-old.
it's the first page. Like you're spoiling it.
What are you ruining? Nothing.
Fucking people
Well,
with their spoilers.
No, with this, how many issues is it? It's 6?
6, I think.
6
6,
issues?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I kind of get that he had to be wild right out of the gate.
Right.
To kind of
Yeah.
like
We gotta get
move
straight to
along.
it. They only gave us 6.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah, it
it
felt like-
definitely would have been nicer to watch the slow descent and watch him really creeping into his priest role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they in 6 issues though, they really made a lot of narrative moves fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, without giving us whiplash, I was excited. I kept thinking,
Yeah,
I'm going to go back, but I need to know what's about to happen, so I can't go back right now.
Yep.
Right.
It's true. They didn't linger too long on any one thing. Like
Mhm.
like the demon tricks Vieri and switches the body, so he gets trapped in this Santiago's body or whatever his name is.
Mhm.
And then that gets resolved right away in issue 2, and they go back to Rome. Like right off in that second issue. Then in the third issue is the plot to trap the demon Legion.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you know, like it like they didn't dwell too long. Like each issue had like a goal, and it came to a proper conclusion each one to move the story forward. Like
Yeah.
there wasn't any like, okay, what's gonna happen next? Okay, this was the plan, was to catch him. It gets fucked up in that one. So what's the next? The next issue is like the continuation of that fucked up plan. It's not like they dragged that plan out for 2 or 3 issues or.
But I think
Right.
he has a knack for that in his writing.
Yeah.
Especially, I think that's why I loved Scout's Honor so much, because it
Mhm.
wasn't like,
Mm.
let's revisit. It's like, no, just let's go.
Keep it moving.
Keep
Yeah.
going, yeah.
Yeah. I love his Space Ghost because it's one and done
Mhm.
issues. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's kind of traditional that way. You know what I mean? Like he would probably be good at writing actually old school comics if like that
Yeah, I bet he would.
format existed.
Yeah.
And the scenes I thought that lingered like a little bit were cool because they were setting up foreshadowing very well, and I thought that was great. Like them showing the one guy, what's his name, when he grabbed the rosary beads and stuff. That I like that they like went out of the way to kind of really show that, and then show the other priest find it. You know what I mean? And be like, oh yeah, this
Mhm.
guy is
It
a
must
dirty
be
little
him.
butthole. Yeah, I thought that was all really well presented. You know what I mean? I like that they kind of really
Well-
focused on random parts. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That kind of is what the thing that led him to believe Maria, right? Because he's like,
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Vieri
And,
would never leave his Rosemary, you know,
Or his rosary.
rosary, yeah, whatever.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
rosary,
couldn't help it.
rosary. Like he would never just leave without it, you know. So he was like, that's
Yeah.
kind of weird. Then obviously his
Yeah.
extreme behavior and
Yeah, and I like that they kind of went back and kept showing it in panels. You know what I mean? Like, will you
Mhm.
discover it? And like, I thought that was neat stuff that like I don't really see too often in comics. You know what I mean? When they're trying to advance the plot. So I got to give them props on that. I thought that was kind of neat. I guess because a lot of artists might think that it's a bit hard to take on, like trying to do that. But like
I
I
could
think that
imagine being intimidated. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
no, yeah, but like it makes me really want to see them do kind of some more periodical crime drama. You know what I mean? I like to see them do something straight up about like not Sherlock Holmes, but something like that. Maybe even earlier, something in like this time period, having a detective. You know what I mean? I
That
think
would be
Pepose
cool.
could write the hell out of that. Just
Yeah,
based
nice episodic stuff.
well, he did what's it called, Spencer and Locke,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
which is a little bit, detective-y.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he has done it. I mean, if he ever gets the rights back from
yeah.
Action Lab, yeah, that's a whole mess
Action
with
Lab.
him.
That's a call out. Give it back.
In case you
Give
missed
it back.
Give it back.
Because he did say he would like to do more stories with that if he could get the. He just doesn't want. I don't think he wants to do it with Action Labs. So.
No, they don't pay people from what I understand, like at all.
Action Lab, more like inaction.
Ah.
And I mean, like all their guys, like they're doing good. Like I just saw that the guy from Zombie Tramp, he just almost made $1 million on his latest Kickstarter. So
oh yeah,
Oh wow.
I've always thought that was such a funny IP because I'm like, there's like some horny man in the middle of like Minnesota who's like waiting on my Zombie Tramp variant, and it's like, sir, what are you doing with that?
that was the first one I saw people go crazy for. I remember I was on like all these comic groups in Facebook back when I was still on Facebook, and there would be dudes that like, yeah, they would get like 50 different ones and they take the pictures of them, and some of them were like really extreme, like zombie sex on the cover. I'm just like, but like it's all kind of drawn like Invader Zim. So I'm like, how do you find sex? What does that do for
Sounds
you?
hot.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, like you could see like the whole dynamic. Do you think, like, I'll go back to the Maria thing, you know, like you see how she's got like, oh, how would I say it? Like a warm charm to her.
Je ne sais quoi.
A warm
Yeah.
charm.
Yeah. Like you know, like Johnny showed that panel where she looks like, gives that dirty look, but it doesn't happen very often. She's actually a very like kind and giving person, right? Especially after she finds out, and then you know,
Somebody
she only
clip this to make it sound like he's talking about me. If something ever happens to me, yeah.
He's got a
sound
warm
right.
next
charm.
yeah. And then at the
She's a
end,
good planner, man. She works really
Yeah.
well with them. Like when they were in the throwing the party in Rome, she like had the foresight to like go get all the hookers that he was friends with and have them there to like lure the guardsmen in case like the cops showed up. You know what I mean? She had a backup plan for the fuzz, and even he was just like, "Damn, man, you know what? We would make a good marriage." You know what I mean? Too bad you're trying to get your hubby back.
I mean, aside from the demon, she was the best character I found. She was the
She really
strongest
was.
character.
I loved her. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
did
like
too.
on Evil too, Hunjo, because it's like you're rooting for her to hook up with literally anybody but her husband.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Every time her husband comes home, I'm like, go back out of town.
When are you gonna die trying to climb Everest?
Really, I was like, the demon sleep paralysis was more kinky than you. I
Wow.
was like, get out of here. I'm trying to see what's going on over here. But he keeps coming home.
And what was his? He was a sex addict, right?
Oh, I'm not that far yet. I'm on season 2, but I'm
sorry.
at about the area where he just got back home, and she's been like having like sexual thoughts about other people. Yeah, and so
Okay,
I'm
we're
like,
talking about evil right now, not the devil that
Yeah,
wears
just
my face.
similar
But
in
it's
tone.
so similar.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
similar in tone. So, but yeah, I was go home. Like, we don't have to save you. Like, don't. And then I was hold on, just a little sidebar real quick, Joe, because you guys get it. What I didn't understand, like, you're like, hey, you should go climb the mountain in the summer, and I'll take over. You deserve. And then he disappears for like 6 months, like going from season 1 to season 2. He's like, you deserve a break, and then he leaves.
Bye.
Did I miss something there? He was on like a work
I
trip.
haven't seen that.
I watched it a long time ago, so I don't remember.
But it was so weird because
exactly.
he was like convincing her, like, you really just need a break. I really feel like you deserve to climb yourself, and here's your like, I'm telling you to go. And then he's like, I'll take over. I know how, and then he leaves for like 6 months, and then comes back like halfway through season 2 and is like, Daddy's home. And I was like, ugh, go
Ew,
back.
Go away.
She hasn't even had a chance to climb.
I don't know if it had something to do with the mother. Kind of like maybe she said something to him, and he was like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna get through it because I feel like it gets better. But season 2 is kind of a drag. The first few episodes, kind of a drag. But anyways, back to Pepose.
Hey, Leah, how you doing? Good to see ya. But yeah, one of my I also like Miria because she's kind of fearless, man. Like she knows what this demon can do, and she knows that he kind of knows her. But it's like she goes up and dances with him and like lures him into the pentagram trap and stuff. And she's badass. You know what I mean? Like she really does.
It's in the title, The Devil That Wears My Face. Maria.
And not just that, the plan too, where they trick the horde when they're getting chased.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and she dresses, like disguises as him and lures them away so he can sneak up on the demon too. Like that's pretty badass too. And then and she's a good shot. Smart. She's pretty good with that gun.
Yeah,
she is a sharpshooter.
Now, well, did I misinterpret the conversation? Well, kind of the talking between Vieri and Legion, where Legion was like, "I know how you feel about Maria," and then he was like, "Well, it doesn't matter because I'm in Santiago's body, and she's never gonna like me for me." And did I misinterpret that? Right.
No, he likes her, man, but like he is like that noble. He's that noble of a dude that like he's willing to like. Well, I mean, like
he is, though.
His honor, he would never forsake.
Because he like
somebody's got to have honor.
He could easily seduce her because she's already in love with right. He could just play it up and be like, I'm not that much different than him.
I definitely different in the good ways. Yeah.
I definitely look like him.
Be like, I think this is what God wants. I think he's pushing us together.
God wants this for us.
He wants it.
My original thesis for it is I thought that like basically he was gonna have to destroy his body and he was gonna like live in they were gonna fall in love and like he was gonna live the rest of his life as Santiago. Was my original prediction.
I was low-key waiting for that too. If it's any comfort, Johnny.
Who knows? There could be even bigger twist where in between the panels where you don't see what's going on. The second arc, she's pregnant, and guess what? It's not a Santiago baby, it's a Gary.
It's an Antichrist. Or what if
it's the Antichrist?
What if she's do you know my son regularly tells me I'm not the Antichrist? I'm like, oh, your name's Damien.
That's cute.
You were named after it, but yeah, no, that would be funny if what if she was the one possessed the whole time and he was just crazy?
I thought of that for a second.
Unreliable narrator.
Unreliable.
It's my favorite.
I was thinking maybe there's more than one demon.
So that is the slow burn cookie. It was Maria
there you go.
all along. She's like, it's actually pronounced Mariah.
But that would be a cheap kind of like, cheap twist, where they don't really plant any seeds and then all of a sudden, look. No. He didn't set the story up that way, and I'm glad he didn't just like go for a cheap twist like that where it doesn't really make sense, with the story.
He's too smart
much more
for that.
artful. Yeah.
And I kind of like the secondary ending twist too. That like because he didn't believe, they kind of jack some Dracula lore because he didn't believe in God because of the last big twist. Like the blade actually didn't work on the demon. I thought that was kind of original, you know what I mean? I didn't see that one coming too, you know what I mean? He kind of
I love when they use lore against lore, like when it's something you would expect to happen because of rules, and then it's like, that's silly, this is real life.
Yeah.
But I mean the last big twist, I totally saw it coming. Did you guys?
Not at all.
You didn't.
I didn't
you
see
didn't
it coming either.
Me neither.
As soon as he said the old lady gave him his mother's necklace, I'm like, it's a star, David. I know it.
I did not see that coming.
And David's gonna catch you in his star every time.
Every time.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I didn't see that coming. No.
I didn't either. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm all clever and got it, but I didn't.
Joe, the most cleverest of us all.
I know.
You didn't catch the twist?
Rarely.
Surprise.
Yeah. No, but I am surprised, like you guys said, that he lives, right? Like he makes it through.
Mhm.
I thought for sure it was going to be like he's going to sacrifice, like you guys said, he's going to sacrifice his own body to, and maybe his soul, like maybe condemn his own soul to damnation in doing so, because it's a kind of like, in a way, it's suicide, right? If you kill you, because he'd be killing himself, right? And then releasing himself.
It would be divine sacrifice, so he'd probably get freed. Like,
unless actually this is the real world. That's not how it works.
Lore meets lore.
Take the
and
Christianity out of it all.
Yeah.
That's true, because he's raised Christian, but he isn't though.
Yeah, he's Hebrew. So,
a twist.
But I mean, like,
what's the punishment for suicide in the Hebrew religion?
Probably the same.
Not the Hebrew religion. I think any Abrahamic religion, right?
Yeah,
has like the same consequence.
Yeah, I think it's all the same.
I think the three.
Okay.
Yeah,
damnation.
It is damnation for.
I would think.
I don't know. I'm not big on religion, so
yeah, I'm agnostic, and I personally haven't ever condemned myself to hell, so I can't speak for the experience.
We'll all have to give it a try sometime.
No, Cookie. Now we're gonna have to call the hotline on you.
Right now, they're gonna kick the door in live on stream.
Cookie in the jacket. You're gonna have to match your eye makeup to the jacket. In her Harley Quinn era.
Sorry. Sipping my tea. Doing my thing.
I don't know if there's going to be a second arc. They definitely left it open for it, like like him saying
he was going to Poland and like.
I'm assuming that's
Poland in that year.
Is that World War II? What year was this taking place?
In the pre-America.
AD. Oh, BC. Then you're like you don't know time. No,
it's AD. But like they were still the Inquisition was still going on. You know what I mean?
1700s.
Oh, okay.
1700.
No.
Yeah.
I thought
because he was talking about like bad people in Poland, and I was just like, "Are we at Nazis already? We're fighting Nazis."
That's where it started. You know, they had to plant the demon seed early.
Well, you have
so.
You have the Dybbuk box demons in the Hebrew lore, so like I'm pretty sure the next arc would probably have to do with that. You know what I mean? The Dybbuks.
Okay.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So there's definitely stories that can continue from this. So
I hope they do.
I don't know how well it did. I think it sold all right, because I saw a few people talking about it here and there on socials, and I saw a few people picked up the trade as well. I saw them post stuff. So yeah,
I know it sold well for a Mad Cave book. I mean, I don't, you know what I mean. So I'm pretty sure, like, if they wanted to, I think that they probably would let them run a second arc.
Oh, because I was pleasantly reminded that it was a Mad Cave book. I was like, oh yeah, it was Mad Cave.
They got a killer lineup right now, man. Like, especially with
no shade to them. It wasn't shade to them. It was just. Oh no. I was just like, oh yeah.
Oh, I thought it was shade.
No.
Yeah, me too. Shade. I was like, uh-oh.
No. I genuinely, because sometimes, Mad Cave historically, but no, for sure in more recent times.
Yeah, I mean, this particular line of books they have right now is super strong. Like, I really like a lot of the stuff they're running. So, and they just grabbed a bunch of great talent, I guess, because they're doing the whole 10-year anniversary thing. But like that's cool. I think that it's a good idea to like scoop up all the best talent you can. You know what I mean? It looks like a lot of labels are doing that, even the smaller ones. So like keep it up. I mean, like this is quality stuff. This is a 4 out of 5 book, straight up in my opinion. Like I could read more. Like I would be, if they have a really interesting story about like him battling Hebrew demons and stuff, like using I'm not sure how they fight it, so that would be like an interesting story. You know what I mean? That's the type of stuff I get into comics for, like to read something that's new to me. So bring it on. You know what I mean? I'm totally here for it. If especially this team up, you know what I mean? Anything David does, and Alex seems to team up with the best people, man. Him and Rich, him and John, and him and
He's got good taste.
David's stuff has all been really super strong. So as long as it's this creative team, bring it the hell on, Mad Cave, pretty please. You know what I mean? With that chair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely worth the read, I'd say as well. I think if you enjoy horror, possession, anything with demons, occult,
Gross
religion.
eyeballs. Yes.
You know,
Eyeballs.
I mean, it checks all the boxes, right?
Italian giallo horror, or just 70s like religious or Catholic exploitation in general, and it doesn't quite go into nun-sploitation, but like I've seen other movies kind of about like evil priests and stuff that came out of Italy. This is kind of I'm pretty sure that David and Alex were influenced by that a little bit. Like, what's that movie that came out that everybody really likes? I haven't seen it yet. Immaculate. Like
Yes.
Like this is kind of on that level, but
I
like
thought you're talking about the one with Anthony Hopkins where he's Max, the kid. Isn't that a movie? He's a priest, or isn't he? Am I making
from
that
a
up?
while back?
Yeah.
Yeah, from 10 years ago. I don't remember what it's called. But
No, why'd you make
From
me
a
sound
decade
old?
ago.
Thank you. Well, I just remember because I saw it in the theater and I couldn't hold back, and I
pretty good.
embarrassed.
That's why-
I embarrassed my husband because I sat there and cackled until I basically peed myself because I said, "Did that just happen?"
That's with the horse too. The scenes with the horse, with the eye, the close up. Yeah. What'd you cackle at?
The smack.
The
I don't know.
smack.
Sometimes things just make me laugh, and that smack. Didn't he like smack a kid?
Like a
Oh, in the
child?
beginning during the exorcism.
So it just made me giggle, and but also if anybody ever messed with Caesar from like Planet of the Apes, I would cry. But go ahead.
what is that one called, El?
It was
I'm-
like an Anthony
I'm looking it
Hopkins
up.
about
Was it the right?
The right?
RITE?
Yes, that's
Right?
right. I think you're right.
Ah.
It is the right.
Close, right? Not far.
But like, if you like that, I mean, like this one, like we said, kind of goes into kind of a fun adventure, swashbuckling phase. But like, if you kind of like that giallo look and feel of like that,
Oh my god,
yeah.
Joe, you just scared me so bad.
You thought he got her. You thought he got possessed.
You know, I thought something was sneaking up behind him.
Oh my god.
And you know what's funny? I think Anthony Hopkins is actually playing Nero right now on Those That Wish to Die. What's it called? That show on Peacock. Those who
wish to die.
All I know is that Bolton Ramsey plays like the anti-hero, and I'm like, no, you deserve
Wow.
hell, jail, and the cell. Get out of here. I don't like you still. My husband's sitting here like, why do you have so much animosity towards this man? And I said, you've never seen Game of Thrones. They can't pass him off as a good guy.
No.
And then Anthony Hopkins decrepitly aged in it, and I said, somebody please let him retire.
Dude,
Let
he was
him go home.
he was my favorite Game of Thrones character. I've been a fan of him since
Bolton Ramsey?
no, yeah, Ramsey. No, Ramsey Snow. What's his name? The guy that was in Misfits.
Oh.
I was about to say, you enjoy rape?
Oh, no. I liked what he did to Theon Greyjoy, man. I thought that was hella funny. I thought he was,
no.
I thought he was just,
Oh no, a villain, a true villain has revealed.
No.
You are the possessed one tonight, Johnny.
Cutting off people's junk.
Father John.
when he came in with the sausage, man. I
Let me
thought
get
that
my
was funny,
rosary.
man.
No.
Oh, Johnny, that was so messed up.
I can't believe you love that.
Fuck Theon Greyjoy. I hated that guy, man.
That was not
Me
on my
too,
bingo
but my
card.
God,
Right.
Yeah.
there's a line. You
There's a
know,
line.
Ross.
Well, just watch John Wick again. You'll see him get his ass kicked.
I
that's
got to
true.
see him get
It's
his dick
satisfying.
cut off, man. That was
Yeah.
bad.
Oh my God.
But the
He
show is
plays-
bad overall. The show is bad. Those that wish us whatever.
Oh, that's too
Oh,
bad
is
because
it?
he plays a good, creepy little guy. I think he's about as
Yeah.
good as Joaquin Phoenix. You know
The
what I mean?
CGI is like
Very
glaringly
creepy.
bad, and the Africa storylines are more interesting than the Spartan storylines, and it's just really hard to get into. It's because it visually it's awful. It's an awful looking show. I'm not gonna lie to
Yeah.
you.
Well, there goes that watch.
Like they were,
Oh.
I felt like they were trying to go intentionally bad, like a la Zack Snyder-ish. Like
It's
they
so
were
bad
trying to
it's
go,
good.
but it's not. But it missed the mark, and I said no, thank you. I'm only interested in this one African family, and you guys kind of ruined it once they have to actually go back to the Coliseum. So no thanks.
What do you think about the trailer for Gladiator 2?
Didn't watch it.
I haven't
I
seen
didn't
it.
watch it either.
All I know is that I haven't seen it, but Denzel, I saw some pictures, and I said okay.
Denzel's in it.
Yeah,
Denzel.
he plays like the leader, the guy that runs the Coliseum and the fighters.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like
You're gonna
he's
have to
one
get
of the-
some wheelchairs and some walkers for that movie.
No, he looks
Yeah,
for
pretty
us,
fine.
for us,
Great.
For us to get
Yeah.
there to the front
Jesus
for
row.
Christ.
after.
Someone's gonna have to roll
Fucking
me out the theater.
Robert Downey Jr.'s back. Fucking Russell Crowe and Denzel fucking
Yeah.
duking it out in a
They don't
fucking
believe in
arena.
new blood in Hollywood. at
No,
all.
no,
No, it's a
Uh,
moment.
Russell Crowe's not in it, bro. Like it's
Russell
about
Crowe, the spitter.
it's about
What?
it's about the kid, the
okay.
emperor's nephew, kind of like
Okay.
I don't know how, but like he's like a gladiator now. Like
Okay. Okay.
but he wears Maximus's armor with the horses on it and shit.
Got
Like,
you.
Do you know I just found out that like Sparta and Greece aren't the same thing? And my husband was like, "Are you fucking stupid?" And I was like, "Whoa, hold on." In my defense,
Did you watch?
Well,
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I said, in my defense, I never cared.
oh, Sparta's part of Greece. You're not wrong.
No, but
Yeah.
but I in my head it was like the same thing. Like, yeah, they're friends. Like
Synonymous.
Rome and Sparta are the same thing. No, and he was like, no.
Well, eventually, like kind of. I mean, like the Roman Empire, like basically was where the Greek Empire used to be. And they're not too far from each other either. You know. I
Well,
mean,
like my modern knowledge is like whatever was in Assassin's Creed. You know.
I mean, like, you're not completely wrong. Eventually,
No,
like,
you're really not.
You said eventually.
Close.
They're gonna
Close.
get there.
I mean,
well, they're a couple hundred years apart. Like, the
it's
two
like
empires.
kissing cousins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who could relate on the panel?
I get Greece was still around
No
when,
comment.
when Rome was the
Any
thing, but they were
takers?
No comment.
conquered by Rome, pretty much.
I have a little side note too, Johnny, for the Ninja Turtles
ahead.
episode. Something I forgot to mention is, you know how they were doing a story for each character, an individual issue,
Yeah.
and it's the 40th anniversary. Well, Ninja Turtles, when it came out, they did a 4-issue miniseries where they gave each character their own story to develop their personalities, like of the characters. So they each gave them their own one-shot comic in a 4-issue miniseries. So I think maybe they're doing that to kind of for the 40th anniversary, kind of a callback to that.
A tribute to it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a teenager and I love pizza.
Yeah.
Each personality. It's funny
just-
you went off of kissing cousins to 4 brothers living in a sewer together,
Eating
Interesting.
pizza.
eating pizza and hanging out every night.
Practicing
Minding their
All
own
lusting after one girl that's probably their biological mother. April O'Neil.
biological.
What does April
Whoa,
O'Neil rhyme
whoa.
with?
In
I
the,
don't know.
in-
Girl on a shell? You know?
Stop it.
So
Wow. Wow.
Great.
That
Where
is just,
did
wow.
we go?
April O'Neil, girl in a shell. Mhm.
well, in the Michael Bay movies, like she actually was like their owner. Like the
I'm not their owner. She cracked
That's
that whip and
problematic.
they fought crime.
well, like when they were little
Oh, like
turtles.
she had them when
Yeah,
they were babies, and she dropped them, right?
So doesn't that make it weird that they're like lusting after her? Like,
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen you
so
since you were
weird.
12.
She
Like
threw
the
them
Powerpuff
away, so
Girls
it's
wanting to
like
protect
a
her.
It's
she
Megan
threw 'em
Fox.
away.
They
So
want
they
that
have, like,
revenge sex straight up.
abandonment issues. You know, that's why.
Revenge sex. Where does Master Splinter come in here
All
then?
right.
Where
Okay.
does he come in here?
So
Wait, how
before
did we get here? No.
before I just wanted like a little footnote for Ninja Turtles, and it turned into incestual.
No, not incest. Just
No, just because April O'Neil's not like actually related to him. She's just kind of like
She's like the
stepmom.
and
you know,
it's in the
yeah.
title, Turtles in a Half Shell. Where's the other half?
So it turned into step sibling porn, whatever.
Mhm. Are they related biologically, the turtles? Are we
probably
sure?
not,
Mm.
because a lot of times they draw them as different species of turtles. You know what I mean? Like,
Ooh, could you imagine that many different mutant turtles laying around? Gross.
It's just the way you say, can you imagine?
All right, so let's do our closing remarks before we get too far off track.
Before these girls get wound up.
Yeah. Well, girls,
what's
before
y'all
one girl gets wound up.
what's your all rating on the book? Let's go around and do that really fast. How do you,
Are we
out
doing
of
this out of
4?
5?
Yeah, out of 5.
All right, go for it, Tara.
Oh, am I going first? I
You
was
go first.
giving it a 4, I think.
4 on 5.
Yeah, I thought it was
That's
strong.
solid. All right, Al, we'll let you go next.
I give it a 6 out of 6.
I thought you were gonna give it a 2 on
Ah,
6.
you're so clever.
Hard to resist that.
Well, as somebody who always finishes everything she starts, I have to give it a 6 out of 6.
That's a good one, Joe. 2 out of 6.
Very
I get
catchy.
that.
Yeah.
That was clever.
Cookie, how about you?
I give it a 5. I loved it. I thought it was
There
great.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it 2 chopped off bits. Two.
And almost reattached.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past the demon in this to do that. I mean, like, look at the
Yeah.
score.
Yeah.
There's got to be a
Good
cut-off dick in there
nasty.
somewhere.
You know
That's-
there is.
That's the new Vatican with him in charge.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
crazy.
Is that man's head in that man's ass right there?
Well,
I think there's many heads and asses.
It's just a fortunate
Vatican-
coincidence.
It's a
the
pile.
Vatican, the Vatican does like red, so
Mm.
Yeah, they do.
It was aesthetic.
yeah. And Johnny, I think you gave it a solid 4, right?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, 4 out of 10, maybe 4.5. Like, it's really good, man.
The
Like,
story's fun. The art is
Very
great.
solid.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of any real criticisms for the book. There's no major like flaws in the story or anything. Like,
Mm.
I mean, it's a good read all the way through. The art is great. You know, so
Can I give a side shout out to Justin Birch, because I love it when the typeface and lettering makes me hear different voices while I'm reading.
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
When the demon talks with the black and red, with the black with the red around it.
Yeah, you can feel the scratchy.
Yeah. So good stuff. So yeah, that's our hot flash for the devil that wears my face, and we're probably gonna do one for the trade for what's the bear
Beneath
one?
Beneath the trees where
Beneath the
nobody
trees.
sees.
We'll probably
Oh, I
do the
wanna do
trade
that.
for that
Ooh,
one.
when does that come out?
Is the trade already out? Did it just
No.
drop recently?
All the issues are out, but I think
Okay.
the trade is upcoming. I don't think it's actually
Okay.
released
Ooh.
yet.
So we're gonna do like hot flashes where we talked about the first issues, and then once the arcs are complete, then we're gonna do like a recap where we talk about the whole story to see
Yeah, like-
if it did follow through on the first issue.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
That's
Bear
a
Pirate
smart
Viking
idea.
Queen's all the way done, so we can do that one now too, Joe.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
And,
we're gonna revisit our hot flashes from when we reviewed first issues and do the whole story arc once complete. That's something we're gonna keep doing and coming back to. So it should be fun.
It's a great idea. Good job.
Yes.
Well, that's something I suggested for another show that doesn't exist anymore, but they never did it.
funny.
Who's
Funny.
that? What's that?
More for us.
Who does that?
I don't
No
know.
idea what you're talking about.
I've never read a comic book in my life.
What are comic books?
What are comics?
Yeah.
Are they comedian books? Books about comedians?
All right, Johnny, what you have anything for us for closing?
No, man, I don't think we got anything planned just yet, but we are talking to a couple creators, a couple big guys that might be coming on a little
I'm
later.
flattered. I'm flattered.
Well, no, like creative, man. Like you guys, everybody's some fun here, but
Everybody's so creative.
Everybody's
like, I should have said pros. I guess we're gonna have a
I'm
That's it.
flattered. You know.
people in the comic book industry, not like other.
Oh, I am flattered. Johnny, you just keep
People
upping
who
the
get
stakes.
paid to do comics.
And I am future flattered.
Future flattered.
Future platter.
Not to make this about me, but thank you.
and oh no, you guys got Unsolved Mysteries next week.
We're solving those mysteries
We
next
are
week.
every
Solved.
We're solving them. Mothman prophecy. How about Mothman prophesized?
Jack the Ripper. Like, come on,
Jack
man.
ripped what? Because he certainly
He
used a
ain't got
knife.
nothing on us.
I kind of miss the show having a
narrator.
narrator. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and my husband
introducing
also
the
made
stuff.
a comment. He was like, "Why is there so many supernatural episodes?" Like I thought, and I agree with him. If you look at my watch history, I tend to skip anything with UFOs, Bigfoot,
Yeah.
because I'm like, let's stick to murder.
Yeah.
And
Most of
Something
Unsolved
possibly
Mysteries
solvable.
were murders, but they did have the occasional ghost story.
but there's
like the
too
haunting.
many. There's too
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
supernatural episodes in the
I don't
seasons.
aliens kill people. God damn it! I want some of that.
So yeah, so
Crossover.
tune in next Wednesday. What time? Where did you say?
5 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Eastern. So
Eastern.
next Wednesday, Phono gonna do a review of the entire season, right?
Just season
Season
4 of Unsolved Mysteries.
Solving
Not a
all
review.
cases.
We're solving the cases.
Yes.
Solving.
no
sorry,
reviewing.
sorry.
Yes.
Solving.
Bring your
cases.
detective hats
And
solve
actually,
with
there is a
us.
cash prize. No, I'm just kidding. I'm lying.
Stop.
If your prediction is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, 99
An
cents.
expired gift card.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Thanks
Gift
people
card to
for
see
tuning
us.
in. Thanks for anyone who
Yeah.
watched on the replay. And catch us on Wednesday. Johnny and I will probably be there on Phono as well with the rest of the gang. So yeah.
Yeah, take it easy, y'all.
I'm waving like you can hear me.